Okay, now where some of these formulas come in handy is actually recognizing them in the reverse. So let's say that we had, something like 2 sine 15 cosine 15. Okay, so you see sine times cosine, and you should think of the formula. Here, I'll write it off to the side for just a second. 2 sine theta cosine theta, we know is equal to sine 2 theta. Okay, so that format should kind of remind you of that. And you say, okay, well, if theta is 15, then this has got to be equal to sine of 2 times 15, that's sine 30. And we know that sine at 30 is equal to 1/2. Okay, so you got to kind of identify those formulas. Now it could be slightly different. Let's say that we had sine of 22.5, cosine of 22.5. And you think, okay, sine times cosine is kind of, oh, I'm going to mess there. Let me fix that. Okay, let's C for cosine. Okay, so sine times cosine, again, we think of the same formula. We don't have the 2 out front, but if we double that angle, 22.5 times 2 is 45. That's something that we know. So this looks like maybe we should be using the double angle formula. Now it doesn't quite match, so what we're thinking over here is that if we had 2 sine 22.5 cosine 22.5, then we know that that would be equal to sine of 2 times 22.5. Okay, so it would look like that. We don't need those parentheses actually. Okay, so if we had the 2 out front, it would look like that. Let me put the parentheses around these, makes it a little easier to read. Okay, so if we had the 2 out front, it would look like that, but we don't have the 2 out front. So what if I divide both sides of this by 2? Then I see what I do have is equal to 1/2 sine of 45. Okay, and we know sine of 45, that's 1/2 square root of 2 over 2, and that's going to give me square root of 2 over 4. Okay, so sometimes it's close to the formula, but not exactly it. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's say that we have 6 cosine squared 15 minus 3. Okay, so let's erase what we've got going on down here, because this is a different formula now. All right, and what does this remind us of? This reminds us of cosine 2 theta, which is 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. It looks kind of like that. Well, let's see if we can get this to match. If we factor a 3 out, then we've got 2 cosine squared 15 minus 1, and we see that it is a match. Okay, we've got an exact match now. So 15 is theta, so this is the same as 3. Replacing it with our 2 theta formula, this is the same as cosine of 2 times 15, or 30. Okay, so cosine of 30 is square root of 3 over 2. So we're going to have 3 square root of 3 over 2 for that one. Okay, so you're looking for formulas that can match the left-hand side. Try to think of formulas or variations on formulas, get it to match, and then you can make that substitution.